Hi, Susie. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Cynthia. How is everybody? So if you guys saw my live the other day from the Gina K release, I showed you guys the new bundle. I did a little bit of coloring and foiling with the hand-picked flowers release. And then I showed you guys the Polyglaze they sent me, which was Floral Friendship. And then I realized, duh, Nancy, that was last month's release. And I already have the dies and the stencil. So I thought we would play with that live tonight. Hi, Frida. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Sapphire. Hi, Teresa. So if you guys want to go shopping, there is the link. But I thought I would answer some questions if you are doing any foiling. I'm going to be using my Fuse. But if you want to shop any of the new Gina K releases, hi, Mandy. I'll do some coloring. Now on this one, I did the stenciling. And then on this one, I used my color pencils with Gamsol. But I thought I would do some stenciling and some markers. And again, this is the brand new release, which is hand-picked flowers. And then on this one, this released last month as part of the club kit, the card kit, but you can now purchase this individually. So this one is called Floral Friendship, and now we have Polyglaze. So let's play with Polyglaze. You guys, I'm supposed to be packing. I am very overwhelmed. If anybody wants to come to my house in Allentown and pack up my crafting stuff for me, anything I don't want, you can have for free. Which will be a lot of stuff because my new house, I'm literally being shoved in a 10 by 10 room and I'm not going to have space for a lot of this stuff. So I have like bookshelves I have to give away, and I literally have to whittle it down to must-haves. Must-haves only can go with me, and everything else I have to give away. Like, I'm not even going to have time to sell, purge, mail. I'm not going to have time to do giveaway box. It's just going to all get donated. So if anybody lives in the Lehigh Valley vicinity, I'm an hour and a half from Harrisburg. I'm an hour and a half from New York City. And you want to come to my house, you know, this over the next 2 weeks and help me pack stuff and anything I don't want, feel free to take it as payment. I have bookshelves that I won't be able to bring a truck that I will not be able to take. And I'm just going to say, just take it. You can have it. There's going to be like paper, bookshelves, storage. I'm just going to be like, you can have it. Just take it. Just take it. I'm just very overwhelmed. Okay, let me show you guys the Polyglaze. Here we go. Okay, so the sentiments say, and we had talked about this before. A lot of you guys want to know, how do I foil? How do I stamp and foil? How do I stamp and foil? Well, Gina said, enough with that nonsense. We don't need to stamp and foil. So if you want to stamp, you can stamp. If you want to stamp and foil, you don't need to with her Polyglaze. She took all that guesswork out of it. She made Polyglaze copies of her stamps for you. And you just buy the Polyglaze and you foil it. Okay. So the Polyglaze is printed in this gray. It's not black. So if you miss any foiling, it's not black underneath. So this has the sentiment, your friendship means the world to me. A friend like you is hard to find. Hello, sweet friend. And then this page says, let's celebrate you. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. Okay. And then we have the florals, which match. And again, the dies that match the stamp set also match. And if you guys want to see examples of these, if you join the Foiling Snobs Club on our Facebook group, we have a wonderful new admin, Sandy Lax, and Sandy has been posting some wonderful Gina K examples. So go check out Foiling Snobs Club, which is our Facebook group, and give Sandy a thumbs up. She has been doing such a great job posting some Gina K examples, and she recently just used this stamp set and posted some examples of some wonderful stuff. But I wanted to do just some coloring and some examples of what you guys can do with this set. And I thought this is a really wonderful friendship set. And I don't remember, I took this as part of my hotel crafting set, and I don't remember forgive me if I didn't do anything with this last month. I may not have. I think I used the sentiments. I think that's about it. Hi, Darla. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Patricia from Idaho. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing I kind of did yesterday. I'll do one with markers and I'll do one with the stencils. So the stencils are called floral friendship stencils as well. And they're just kind of some abstract stencils. So we'll do one with the stencils and then we'll do one with some markers and then we'll die cut them out. I'm just going to put these in here so I don't lose any of them. And you'll see that I'm going to be very, very kind of sporadic and behind on my design team stuff for the next month or so until we move at the end of the month. Allison's in Texas. Hi, Allison. And I do not recommend when you guys are doing stenciling to use Distress Oxide inks or alcohol markers, okay? Because Distress Oxide inks really dull your foiling. I think when I did this the other day, I did the foiling and then I did the stenciling. So today we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to do the stenciling and then I'll do the foiling. So I'll show you, it doesn't matter each way you do it, but the only inks I do not recommend are Distress Oxide inks. Distress Oxide inks and pigment inks in general, which Distress Oxide inks are, they kind of leave a film. They leave a film on your paper. They leave a film on your foil, which could affect your foiling. So I do not recommend those kinds of inks. All right. Use a dye ink. A dye ink goes into your paper. And I'm going to actually bring my Gina K sticky mat in here. And if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I think everybody on here is pretty familiar with my channel. So thank you guys for coming back. I know this is an impromptu live. Like I said, I'm kind of procrastinating from doing foiling. I also do not recommend taping do not recommend taping your foiling to your paper, okay? Whenever you tape foil to your paper, whether it is hot foiling or any kind of toner foiling, a number of things happens. Number one, during your foiling process, the foil shrinks as it's sticking to I'm going to turn my fuse off while I'm doing this. The foil is shrinking as it's sticking to your paper. Okay, so as it sticks to your Polyglaze or it sticks to your toner, the foil is shrinking. When you tape, you're hindering that process. It causes shifting, it causes things to get messed up. So I never ever recommend taping. The same thing is it leaves a residue. So tape is sticky and it leaves a residue behind on your paper. So I never ever recommend taping, whether it's taping to your hot foil system or taping to your tonering system. Try not to ever use tape. Okay, so don't ever use pigment inks, which would also be Distress Oxide inks, and try not to ever tape your foil. Okay, there are other ways that we can try to align things. Now, occasionally we'll use tape when it's the hinge method. That is the only ever time that I recommend if you have to align something to use tape. but that's very rare that you're going to do that. But I don't ever recommend using tape, especially when toner foiling, or pixie spray. Okay. Now here we're using a mat, but the mat is sticky on the back side. So we're not actually using any kind of tape on the front side where foil is going to be adhered. So we're using this on the back side. Okay. I'm going to use my small mini brushes to do our flowers here. And I think I did yellow flowers the other day. Thanks, Lisa. And I have been doing foil for a long, long time. I have over 500 videos between hot foiling and toner foiling. So I've experimented with every possible way of doing foiling. I'm using Light Orchid from Gina K here. So I know a thing or two about foiling. So I have more foiling videos than I think anybody out there when it comes to foiling. And so if you have any questions about foiling, join our group, the Foiling Snobs Club, on Facebook. But I have a toner foiling playlist and I have a hot foiling playlist. So depending on what you're doing, this is toner foiling, in which we're going to use our fused foiling system from Gina K. But you can also use your mink foiling machine. And you're going to use either setting 3 or setting 4, depending on where you live and how hot your machine is. So you just want to experiment. And I'm just going to start from the bottom of the stencil and pull my ink upwards. And feel free to ask me any questions. Yes, it's Saturday night. It's about 9:40. It's not Saturday. What day is it? It's Thursday night. It's about 9:40 p.m. My fiance just gave me this look because I yelled at him and told him to start packing stuff, and I'm doing a live. But it is live. It's 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in Northampton, Pennsylvania, which is a little town just outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, doing a live about Gina K's Polyglaze. This is called Floral Friendship. So if you have caught my channel, you might either be interested in Gina K, you might be interested in foiling, you might just be interested in card making. But I'm here to answer any questions you have, but go ahead and ask away. And if you're interested in doing any shopping, there you go. And please click yes to cookies, and that will send you right over to Gina K's website. She'll let you know that I sent her. And I believe next week I have to travel to... Oh, that's all there is to these flowers? That's pretty simple. That's all I'm coloring, and then we're going to foil the rest. Okay. I didn't realize it was that easy. Next week I have to travel to Pittsburgh, West Virginia area for work. And then next weekend is Stamp Wars. So if you don't know what Stamp Wars is, my friends and I, Tracy and I, we are the founders of Foiling Snobs Club. We will be playing along. We have a new host this weekend, and we're going to let Justine, who's one of our moderators, host Stamp Wars. So we don't know who the mystery sponsor is. We also have a mystery guest. And so Justine has, because me moving, she's going to be hosting, and she's going to be setting up some sabotages for us. We don't know what we're up against. So that'll be next Saturday, the 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I think this is the other florals. Okay, so this is the left side of the same stencil, but the left side. Oh, this one I wanted to color with marker. I only wanted to do one with stencil and one I'm going to color with marker. That's right. That's what I said I was going to do. And then we'll foil both of them. Because the ones I did yesterday, I did with color pencil. Okay. So you can really color these with anything. That's pretty much the point I was trying to make. So I did color pencils. I did Gamsol. I've done markers. I just don't recommend alcohol markers because alcohol markers can change the colors of your foil. So water-based markers are what I recommend. And dye-based or water-based inks. I don't recommend Ohuhu or Olo or Copic markers. And I don't recommend oxide or pigment inks. Okay? But yes, you can use color pencils, no problem. Okay, these I'm going to color with my Zig markers. And I'm just going to do really simple coloring here. And then I don't think I'm going to do any like real blending or anything. Yeah, that paper like really soaks up the ink, so there's not a lot of blending you can do that way, but I bet if I did it like this onto the glass mat and picked it up this way, well, it's pretty much just like coloring it on a marker. So it's just doesn't make any real difference doing it that way. It softens it a little bit doing it that way. Versus going direct onto the paper. So just depending on what kind of look you're going for. And let's see, what color flowers do we want to go with? That's like a fluorescent orange, which is not what I want. I wanted like a darker orange. Nope, that says orange. And then I'm going into bright yellow. So from an orange to a yellow. But instead of going direct onto the paper, I'm kind of going onto the glass mat and blending them out. Using a blender pen. What's nice that I found about the Polyglaze is when Gina K came out with these is there's certain things with toner printed designs that you can't do that you can do with Polyglaze. Like I said, she mimics her stamp designs. So you don't have to worry about, well, I want to be able to copy the stamp designs. The other thing is the super fine details. So it's very difficult with toner designs to get super fine detail. it's just really, really hard to do. And what will happen is the foil will actually skip over with toner printed design, fine detail. It just doesn't come out very well. And what happens is you'll get missed foiling spots, and you don't really have that with Polyglaze. Occasionally it will have and that happen, and that usually happens because your machine is too hot, but very rarely does it happen with Polyglaze. So, I like to use setting 4 on my machine, but again, every machine is different. If you're using a Big Mama Mink, or if you are in a different country, you really just have to practice with your machine. But with my machine, I find that setting 4 works the best for mine. If you've been foiling for a while on setting 3 and your machine gets hot enough, you might be okay on setting 3. But different voltages, different machines, each machine is different. If you're using an older mink, different minks use um, different settings. So just depending on where you live, you might have a setting 3 or a setting 4. So just try your machine. Your machine might be differently, but I find most people a 3 or a 4 if your machine is newer, if your machine is older, how long you've been sitting there foiling. So yeah, I'm just picking up the color off my glass mat, coloring in the image with the orange first, and then going in with the yellow, and then blending that yellow in, and then it's just kind of blending that out. That's giving me a much prettier image. I'm just doing like the orange towards the center of the flower, and then the yellow towards the outside. And I said this before, like, you know, these florals are very ambiguous. They can be whatever you want them to be. Like, Gina names some of her flowers, but a lot of her florals are not named. So you can make them any color you want. You don't have to make them, some of them look like, roses, some of them look like dahlias, some of them look like crocuses, whatever you want them to be. There's no right or wrong way here. And I think that's what makes Gina K's designs so popular, and they do sell out pretty quickly, is because you can make them anything you want, and they're very classic looking designs. They're kind of, timeless is the best way I should say. I'm doing much better on this than I did on my recording the other day. My recording the other day, I think I was just kind of rushing, but that looks really pretty. A little bit more green to this one. I don't even need to foil that. That looks pretty without. Don't even have to foil that. Hi, honey. Hi, Star. Star is also one of our new moderators to the Foiling Snobs Club. Okay, so what we are learning today, honey, is we have Polyglaze for last month's stamp set. You can now buy this stamp set. We have stamp set and die bundle. It was part of last month's card kit over at Gina K Designs, but it's called Floral Friendship. It was part of last month's card kit, but now you can purchase it individually. Floral Friendship stamps or the bundle, which comes with the dies. There's also stencil Floral Friendship. So I did one with the stencil, which was very easy. And I'm playing with the Polyglaze. And the other day, I showed how to use stencils and color pencils with Polyglaze. So today I'm showing the stencils, but I'm also showing zig markers. And I talked about not using tape. I talked about not using alcohol markers like Copic markers, Olo markers, Ohuhu markers. You're best to use dye markers or dye-based inks like Gina K inks. Like, do not use oxide inks. Oxide inks are not good when you're foiling. Pigment inks are not good to use when you're foiling. So now that I've done these, now we're going to die cut these and then we're going to foil them. So I have the coordinating dies. You know, I think this one was so simple. I'm going to do another set. Like let's do a crisscross of these. Maybe we'll do some leaves with these. Oh yeah, if you wanted to stamp on these, it'd be very easy to stamp on. You could stencil over the whole background. That would be really pretty to do as well. Okay, that looks really nice. Okay, so I'm going to die cut those two and some sentiments. And let's do a little bit of greenery real quick here. So you can flip the stencil because we have greenery going this way and greenery going the other way, depending on which way you want it to go. Have these little bubble ones. This is sweet corn on that one. And This is fresh asparagus. Okay, those look pretty good. Now we can die cut and assemble. Look at this lady. She even sends us dies to cut them out both ways. I love her. Okay, don't need that one. She's amazing. She's just amazing. That one go with that one? No, go with the other one. Okay, that one cuts that one out. And this one cuts this one out. Yes, Tombow markers or die markers. Yes, you can use them. Okay. All right, so let me bring up here my handy dandy Intri-cut machine, which if you didn't know is the machine I take with me when I'm traveling because I can use it with all of the things. I can use it when I'm better pressing. I can use it when I'm glimmering. I can use it when I'm die cutting. I can use it when I am embossing with the embossing folders. It doesn't matter what embossing folder company I have. That machine, if you didn't see my video, I call it the leather man of crafting because it literally can do everything. So let me bring that one in. And we will die cut all these pieces up. Give you guys up so you can see a little better. Now I did purchase the magnetic platform, which is a magnetic base. And then this mat is the magnetic part. You cut on the gray part, it sticks to that bottom base. You put your paper down and your die will literally stick to it because it's magnetic. So you just line it up. You don't need any tape. And once I see that everything is lined up the way I want it, I put my top clear cutting plate on there. And I have to stand up to do mine. Oh, I'm off the edge there. And then I moved my die out of the way. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this while not sticking my head in the camera, and then of course I misalign everything when I move it out of the way. Give me a second here. I do want to make sure I cut it straight. And then I just lift the magnetic mat in the corner. And it look like it just lift right out of the way. I'm going to leave that one in place. I'm not even going to mess with it. And I'm just going to realign this one. I'm going to, again, just do that off to the side so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, and if you guys can't find this at scrapbook.com, I mean at GinaK.com, I'll also link scrapbook.com, I think, brought it back in stock. I'll link that for you guys as well. And scrapbook.com has a 12% off coupon right now. I think the code is thank you. I'll link that for you guys. I had it in my Facebook group. Let me find that coupon for you guys. Yeah, I think the code is thank you if they're still running it. Hold on. Yeah, it's code thank you, and that gets you extra 12% off. And you can also get these items at Scrapbook. So either one. All right, so we're done with that die. Look how cleanly that cut out. And it literally cuts out all of the center pieces. Those tiny little pieces just pop right out. Okay, so those are ready to be foiled. Okay, we'll do the same thing with this one. Nope, pushing my mat in the wrong way. All right, if you guys ever have a problem with your thing not aligning, I notice that if I don't have everything lined up properly, that's when I have an issue. So make sure your plates are all lined up correctly. There you go. And make sure you are pressing it in straight. Oh, well, that would be a problem too. Make sure that this is not too tight. I had it all the way over here. So I was pressing it too tight. That would be a problem. Come on, let's go. Why are we not going in? What is going on here? I broke my machine, you guys. Let's try going in backwards. Sometimes that helps. There we go. There we go. Nice clean cut. There's that one. Yeah, that's why I turned it around. It was too close to the edge there. All right, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. See if we can do all three of these at one time. We'll try. Where'd that one go? Okay. Oh, stuck to the desk. Okay. Oh, that one moved its off alignment a little bit, but we should be okay. That one's off a little bit, but we'll be okay. Alrighty. All right, so now we have to choose what color foil we want to use. Oh, I forgot to die cut out our sentiments. We have to do that too. This is pretty hot, so I'm just going to go 3. I think we'll be okay on 3. Don't forget, when you purchase from Gina K, it's free shipping at $50 and you get a free incentive set at $75. So, am I wrong for just wanting to do everything in green? Except this guy. I think this guy should be done in this lemon yellow. Is it boring to do everything in green? Hi, Gina. Oh, we have Simon Says Stamp here as well. Wow, you guys like jumped on all sneaking in. I have this new green. I want to use this green. I want to use this on the leaves. Oh, it's Heidi. Hi, Heidi. I was giggling when I was reading Gina's comment the other day where somebody said, "Is Heidi the mom of Simon?" And she put the comment, "No, this is Simon." And she had to put the dog. And I remember when I got to meet Heidi a couple years ago, and she had her kids there at Simon Says Create. And Heidi's daughter is just, I think, just a little bit older. Heidi's kids are around the same age as my kids. Like, I think her daughter is just a little older than my daughter, and her son is like around the same age as my son. And I was like, yeah, her kids are around the same age as my kids. So I was just laughing when somebody said that. We're going to do Dusty Dusty here. Just a little bit. Although you really don't even need to do Dusty Dusty with the Polyglaze because it does such a wonderful job at sticking to the foil because of the Polyglaze formula. And even if it doesn't, because it's printed in gray, you don't see black spots. So even if you miss the foiling, you guys, because of the Polyglaze formula, it doesn't even show. It really doesn't. Like, nobody's even going to notice. It's so beautiful. That's why it's just gorgeous. Everything should be printed in Polyglaze. Where'd that one go? All right, so we're going to do those and those. And always folded side in, right in the center. And you want to kind of hold it and guide it in so that your machine doesn't eat your folders. A lot of people make the mistake of just letting it go, and then it just kind of, sometimes there's stuff behind there, or the cord gets behind there, or it drops. You just want to just guide it and watch it come out the back before you let it go. Yeah, Simon is the dog. Yeah, her daughter and Leah, I think, are really close in age. Yep. I was just a couple weeks ago was at Allentown Stamp Show. I was talking to Ted, the owner of um, Stampers Anonymous, and I said, Ted, when I come out to Cleveland, I want a behind the scenes tour of Stampers Anonymous and how they make the stamps. And he was like, absolutely, anytime, let me know. So I'm like super stoked about that. I'm going to do these flowers in green because we have the leaves in green too. Maybe we should pick, let me see if there's a different green we can pick. I have all these beautiful foils and I want to use all of them. But I do like this green. This green is such a beautiful satin green, you guys. I'm going to use the same green. It's too pretty. I'll have to do like a tour and I'll go like, I want to come out and I'll go do like a Gina K tour. Maybe I'll get to come out and do like like a tour of all the places. Like behind the scenes tour. I'm going to do both of these on one page. Okay, so now, and keep your little pieces because these come in handy when we're doing the sentiments and stuff. Now this one, we did the beautiful blending. So you can blend. I showed you guys color pencils. This was blended with Zig markers. See how easy it is to blend and do your coloring? And again, you can stamp and do this way, or you can do it with the Polyglaze. The dyes match up. Gina, I was saying how much I love that you give us the two different sides of the dies, that it's not just one-sided. Oh, we have to go with this new corally pinkish orange color here. You guys will have to forgive me because I'm terrible with the names of things. I say just buy all of them and then you have the whole rainbow of foils and it's not going to matter. Because you know me, I got to have full set syndrome. So if you have all the colors of foils, then you'll never be looking. You'll never be wanting. And this is where the sheets come in handy because then you just cut down what you need. No waste. Dusty, dusty. Don't forget to get extra carrier sheets. And you notice I'm letting everything cool down. Not revealing anything yet. We're just going to let it all cool down. Although that one started to feel. Super excited because in the new house I'll have like an official studio, but I'm not excited because I have to get rid of all the musty old furniture that I have now and have to go buy all new furniture, new organization, everything. So I'll have to do like a room tour for you guys. Look at how beautiful that is. And we're going to keep all of these leftover pieces because we can use these with the Gina K full polyglaze sheets and reuse them and die cut them out again. But look at how beautiful that is, you guys. Do you see that? Perfectly foiled. So pretty. Right, Frida? That one, this is the one I cut a little wonky, so you'll have to forgive me on that. We'll just put that one in the background. Well, that one will get covered with flowers. Frida has come a long way with her foiling and learning it, step-by-step process. I'm so proud of her. There's another one that came out beautifully. Come on, camera, focus. Okay, let's go this way. And you know that looks good when your release looks good. When all that foil comes off, you know that's going to be gorgeous. Look at how pretty that is. And Gina's dye inks work beautifully. Whether you're coloring with them or stenciling with them. Fabulous. That's why I said you want to use dye inks, not Distress Oxide inks. Oh my God, this one's my favorite. And I just blended the Zig marker on my glass mat first before I colored it in. And this is that new bright orange color. I'll have to look it up and link it for you guys. So these are all the new deco foils that were just released last month, you guys, 2 months ago. So pretty. Okay, so now I need to do some sentiments. Oh my gosh, I'm just loving that orange. All right, so, and again, this is the Floral Friendship Polyglaze. The Floral Friendship was part of the card kit last month, but you can now purchase it as an individual stamp set or bundle. And you want to get the bundle if you're going to get the polyglaze because you want the dies. You want the dies to go with the polyglaze. It just makes it so much easier on your life. And then you can also get the stencil. But we are going to foil some of the sentiments. Fresh asparagus foil. That makes sense. Thank you, Gina. She's amazing. She's just amazing. She's just an amazing person. There need to be more Ginas in the world. I'm sure somebody has already like made a shirt or a bumper sticker that was like a what would Gina do? Gina would say smile and craft on. Just smile and craft on. Gina would say buy more colored. What is that ceramic ware that you buy, Gina? Your colored ceramic ware? Gina, I just dropped off like 4 boxes of crystal and china from cleaning out my china cabinet. My mom is going to be so upset when she comes home because she's been collecting this these crystals and china from 30 years of my dad being in the army, from Germany and Ireland and all of the places we've traveled over all of the years of being in the military. And I just put it all in a box and dropped it off at Salvation Army. And she's going to be so mad at me. I only kept a couple of pieces, but I'm just like, nobody wants this china cabinet. I can't continue to lug this stuff around for the next 20, 30 years. So I don't know what to do with it. I'm sure I could probably like put it on eBay, but I don't have time for that. So I dropped it off at Salvation Army today. And when she comes to the new house and sees that I sold all my furniture and sold this beautiful china cabinet and dining room set and all the crystal that was in it, she's going to disown me. But sometimes you just got to let go and start over. She's going to be very, very mad at me. I can hear it now. Nessie, I collected for 30 years. 30 years I collected from all parts of Germany. You'll get rid of that. I'm going to be like, yes, I did, Mom. I got rid of it. I didn't even take pictures of it. I just unloaded it. Because I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. I don't want to know if it was worth anything and I just unloaded it. It's gone. Yeah. Yep. I kept a couple of pieces that, I can remember, like, there are childhood memories from it, but I have photos. That's all I need. Photos. That doesn't go with that one. Which one is this one? Well, now we're going to be 8 miles from the beach. That's all I need. Steve gets his 2-car garage for our motorcycles. I get a real office with a door. I don't have to share it anymore. So, what the heck am I doing here? That is the right one. No more hearing Steve yell at the video game on my videos, you guys. I do apologize if you heard some things in the background in my last few videos. I swear he was not yelling at me. He was yelling at video games. Just love how optimistic this set is. And I said that when it came out, like how optimistic it is, because you really never know when somebody just needs a pick me up. You never know what somebody is going through. And, I have a lot of friends that just need a hey, thinking about you, just appreciate you being in my life. And, people, especially strong women in your life. I know I have a lot of strong women friends that put on this front of being very strong, very independent, and behind the scenes, they go through some crap. They go through some crap in their relationships. They go through some crap with their business. And just making a card like this and just sending it to them and being like, just thinking about you. Just want you to know I'm here for you. Something like that. Maybe they're going through some stuff with their kids. We just put on a front and we don't always like to talk about stuff, or got to just put a good face on. And sometimes you just need to send a little bit of an encouragement card like this, or just let them know, hey, you're appreciated. I'm thinking about you. An encouragement, and just a little pick me up. So I love this set. I really do. think it's very encouraging, and it's not too overly floral. You guys know I don't do a lot of florally cards, but I like this because it wasn't a lot of coloring. It's very easy to do. The foiling was super easy to do. And very nice, uplifting, just sentiments, very friendship oriented sentiments. And it can go either way. It can go masculine or feminine. It just talks about friendship, celebration, just, hey, just friends, right? All right, so I'm going to foil these two sentiments real quick. I keep saying real quick, but I won't stop yapping my mouth. Because that's just me. Roberta said cards always arrive when needed the most. I couldn't agree with you more. Yes. Yes. Sometimes there doesn't need to be an occasion. We always think, oh, I need a thank you card. I need a birthday card. I need a thinking of you card. I need a sympathy card. What about just sending a card? Just sending a card, right? Like I wouldn't be where I am without a lot of support from a lot of women just standing behind me. They don't know that I'm always thinking about them being there behind me, but there's always like a pack of women to support me to be where I'm at. And I don't like hang out with a lot of women. I'm pretty much a loner. Like I work too much to be hanging out. I don't go to bars. I don't go do bingo. I don't do any of that. I'm always working. 24/7 I'm working. But there is a pack of women that got me where I'm at. So pretty. And I gotta go with this green. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna grab that pink. This one. Grab a smaller piece of this. I didn't use this. This is pretty. Thanks, Gina. That's right. Gotta shop and support these small businesses. I keep them going. Foiling is my jam. I just love foil. I don't color very well, but I can do foiling. I was thinking that. I was like, too bad I can't do foiling all over like the walls of my new office. That would not photograph very well. I don't think Steve would agree to that. I'll be like, can I just put tape and foil all over the walls? He'll be like, woman, you crazy. That's pretty. That'll go. Look at how nice this goes. Look at it. Pretty. Ah, love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I think we'll go with this. All right, how can I put a card together? Well, let's see. That's a different story. I don't know. I don't know how quickly I can do that. Let's see here. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. On my Gina K papers. Well, is that sweet mango? Maybe. Nope, that's a little too pink on that one. Okay, I think we're gonna stick with fresh asparagus and maybe sweet mango. Actually, let us see here. Oh, my motorcycle. Yeah, I know. It's almost that time. That's another reason we're excited to go down to the beach, because where we're going, it's nice and flat. Ooh, this is just gonna fit. Yeah, lots of motorcycle riding time coming up. All right, so I brought in some Art Deco foiling sheets. And this, I'm going to cut this down, but this is going to go in the background behind my flowers because I love this color. So we're going to use a little more of it. No, I'm moving 3 hours away to Delaware. I love this trimmer. Yes. Just gonna frame this off. Let's see. I might put a little sliver of this behind there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. This is Sweet Mango cardstock. And this is called Art Deco Polyglaze. And don't forget, if you don't like the color or it doesn't match, you can always ink blend over your polyglaze too, you guys. All right, now I want this to go like this. I want these to pop out a little bit off the edges. Nice and symmetrical. Now I'm going to bring in my Gina K foam tape. So this is actually the shaker card strips, but because the sentiment is narrow, I'm going to use this and cut it down. Oh, thanks, Gina. You didn't have to do that. So foam strips are great whenever you're trying to make something pop on your card and you feel like it's getting lost. You'll see, obviously the foil makes this pop, but also just putting some of that color background on there. But foam tape, foam strips, don't ever underestimate putting that added dimension on there. So shaker card strips are not just for shaker cards. I don't make very many shaker cards, but I love having these strips. They're already cut. But they're great to put behind skinnier elements. Oops, they tucked behind there for me. Get in there. Because they're very narrow. Do you guys see how they're already cut? They're very narrow. So they're perfect to fit in these tiny little sentiments like that. And now I can pop that up over my front of my card. And you guys don't get to see me follow or do a whole card like this often. I normally just show you, hey, here's the basics, and then I put the cards together later after the fact. But look at, now I can cover my stems. Look at, oh, that just happened to fit the size. That was totally coincidental that sentiment fit the size of my 2-inch square there. That was just coincidence. I did not measure that. But look at how that popped up. That's just going. Oh, I can't stop there. I need to put some Gina K sequins on. I can't stop. I can't stop. Where's my picker up? Picker upper. I'll just do a couple. We'll just do 3. We won't do that many. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to put my hands down. This is probably the longest time that I've actually spent putting thought and process into slowing down and making a card and enjoying myself and not rushing into a card. Now it's done. So pretty. Those sequins go with it. I don't buy colored sequins anymore, you guys, because they just go with everything. The disco ball sequins. They match everything. And one bag will last you forever, forever and ever and ever. All right. All right. You want to hang out while I make one more? Should I put these together? Do we have time? I'm supposed to be packing. I'm not doing it. Well, it's really easy to do when Gina K makes everything coordinate. You have coordinating stamps, stencils, dies, and all I had to do was add a little bit of ink through a stencil, or a little bit of ink through color pencil, or a little bit of ink through markers. That's all I did, you guys. I really didn't do anything super hard here. It's not that hard to do the foiling part. Once you just do a little dusty and add a little foil to it, it's not that difficult. And a lot of you guys have purchased fuse machines and foils, and you're like, I don't want to do it. It's so scary. It's not that scary. Just get the machine out and try it, Okay, so you mess up a couple of times. How are you going to learn? But I guarantee if you watch a couple of my videos and you just go along and practice it a few times, you'll learn it. You'll get it. It's not, you just got to remember to do a little dusty. But Gina makes it so that you don't have to try to figure it out. The Polyglaze makes it really simple. It really is that easy. And her price point, you're not going to find a better value anywhere else. Do you guys want to know why her stuff sells out? I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why her stuff sells out. Number 1, value. Okay? Value, value, value. You are not going to find better quality for the price. That defines value. When you get a good quality for a good price, that is value. Okay? You're not getting cheap stuff. You're getting very good quality, high quality photopolymer stamps that are made in the USA. Okay, so you're getting good quality stuff at a good price. That is what defines value. Okay, number 2 is customer service. Okay, so when you have an issue, you contact customer service. They're going to take care of that for you. How much is that worth to you? Tell me honestly, how much is that worth to you? Well, it's worth a lot, because that's why her stuff sells out. When people know that there is a problem and they can contact customer service, she is in the United States. She hires people that are going to be able to take care of your problem. That is worth a lot to us, right? We want to make sure, hey, my order wasn't right, or I have a problem with the stamp set. Her people are going to take care of you, right? So you have a value of a good quality product. And if it's maybe, you know what, we're humans, we had an error, maybe it was manufactured wrong. Guess what? Those kinds of things happen. Their people understand it. They're going to take care of it for you. So not only do you have value, a good quality with a good price, but you have customer service that's going to back it up. There's the 2 things. And 3, timelessness of her designs. All right. You're not getting stuff that looks like garbage. You are getting the timelessness of her designs. Okay. There are a lot of companies out there that do not give you value. They sell you garbage. So, or they're overpricing it. So there are a lot of companies right now that make foiling machines. You guys know, you guys see my videos. You know that I represent a lot of companies that send me foils, that send me foiling machines. You may have noticed that I have stopped representing quite a few companies, okay? I don't feel the value is there anymore, or I don't feel that they represent themselves anymore, okay? I've stopped representing quite a few companies. I've walked away from a few companies, okay? Their value isn't there, or I don't feel their customer service is there, and I just don't work with those companies. Or some people maybe retired or went out of business. That unfortunately happens in this industry. People retire, good for them. I'm happy for them. They're just not around anymore. Gina K is still here. So you are getting value and you are getting customer service. Those are 2 things that I look for in a company. If that company is not going to give you customer service, I am not going to represent them. I am not going to stand by them. If it's not a company that I believe is going to stand behind them, is just going to mouth off and say, yeah, I'm going to sell you a product, or I'm going to mark up the price 3 times more. And you guys have known I got myself in some hot water by calling out some companies. Okay. There's a lot of companies that aren't in business anymore. There's a reason they're not in business anymore. Gina K, I got to meet her. I talked to her. She is a genuine, amazing, good-hearted woman, businesswoman. Stamps are made right here in the United States. So I support her. I give her my money. I spend a lot of money with this lady. My orders are big. I spend a lot of money because she's amazing. I love her products. And I don't just say it because I say it. I say it because what do I always tout? Support these small businesses. I want stamping, card making, scrapbooking to be around for a long, long time, you guys. So you get value, you get customer service, you get good quality and timeless designs. Her designs sell out every single time. And I get upset because I'll make a video and I'm like, oh, it's sold out, which is great for her. But I'm just letting you guys know there's a reason why it sells out, because everybody loves her designs. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now. You guys know it. You guys know it. She's amazing. And I had the pleasure of meeting her, and I love being able to be on her guest design team. And I love that she also works with me because I do have a very busy schedule. And she's like, you take what you can handle, Nancy. If you don't want anything more, don't take any more. If you can take more, take more. I just tell her, just send me the foiling stuff, like pretty much. Like I don't have the time to be able to do everything. So she sends me what I can take. And Gina's amazing. She's really, really amazing. And like I said, if you want to see more, Sandy Lax is one of the moderators on our Foiling Snobs Club. And Sandy has shown quite a few examples on our Foiling Snobs Club. And she got a lot of Gina stuff. She's got great inks. She's come out with a lot of new things in the last couple months. We have the trimmer. We have the quarter punch. We have the mat. We have the T ruler. We have, well, this one's been out in a while, but we have the blending brushes. The pokey tool. I use this pokey tool all the time. We have the Intri-cut. I love the Intri-cut machine. I told you guys, when I travel for my hotel crafting, that's the one I take with me because I can use it with all of my other design teams for other companies. I don't need to pack other machines. I take that one with me. So you guys have seen it. Maybe you don't see it in the videos because I cut it out of other design teams, but that's the one that's in the bag with me. And she's available. The Fuse machine is available in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in the UK, in Europe, with the correct voltage. I just pulled that one out because it was right in front of me, and this one's right next to me. I'm going to cut this down a little smaller, 5 1/4 by 4. And this one actually is the one I put in my travel bag and take with me too. With the scissors, with the Connect glue. All of Gina's stuff travels with me. It all goes with me in my travel bag. And I love her and Tom's videos. I sit and I watch them and I giggle at how fun they are. And his word of the day. I think my scoring bag is in my, I think my scoring tool is in my bag. I started packing stuff up because I'm traveling to West Virginia next week. And I think I put everything in my bag. Well, you guys are going to have to forgive me because I do think I put that one in my bag already. All right, this one's going to be a little more simple. Okay. So this one's going to be pretty much the same idea, but I'm going to keep this one, the background, very simple. We want the flowers to just be the highlight. This one's probably could have embossed or stenciled that, but like I said, I'm going to be very simple. I'll put my glue. Here it is. Frida, I am so proud of you. Frida has been like emailing me, hey, am I doing this right with foiling? And she's been doing a lot with Polyglaze and stuff. And she has really come a long way with her foiling. She's done so well. Okay, I should move that over a little bit. I have a little bit of playtime. I'm going to do the same thing with this sentiment. I'm going to pop it up. Pop, pop, pop it up. Well, Gina, you know, I say it like it is, and if it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it. Okay. All right, this one's a little more simple, but still pretty. I lost my lid. All right. All right, guys. This went way longer than I anticipated, but I had a lot of fun. Again, this is the Polyglaze for the Floral Friendship bundle. Again, this was part of last month's card kit, but you can now purchase it. I would recommend the bundle because the bundle is going to coordinate with the Polyglaze. So you want to get your hands on that. And then I also use the stencil. So it's Floral Friendship bundle, stencil, and of course the Polyglaze. And then the other day, if you missed it, I showed the new release for this month. So this is Floral Friendship. And I colored this one in with Zig markers. And this one I just stenciled. So you can stencil it or you can use Zig markers. And then the other day, just real quick, I didn't put these into cards yet. I showed, again, stenciling. This is the new hand-picked flowers bundle. And with the Polyglaze, this one I just stenciled, but I showed how to use color pencils with Gamsol and stamping it out. So you can do anything with these. You can stamp them and color them. You can use Gamsol and color pencils. You can use water-based markers. You can use water-based dye inks. The only thing I don't recommend is alcohol-based markers, because alcohol-based markers can alter the colors of your foil. So I don't recommend doing that. It can also lift sometimes depending on your foils. So I don't recommend risking that. And I don't recommend pigment or distress oxide inks, because pigment or distress oxide inks can, they can dull your foil. And sometimes if you color first and then foil after, depending on the ink, it can stick. Your foil can stick to it. So I don't recommend that either. So stick to Gina K inks or water-based inks, Tombow markers or Zig markers, anything like that. So dye-based or water-based inks are your best bets. And I don't recommend using any kind of tape on your foils. Something else that I had said earlier. I was using the Gina K grip mat. This stencil mat works really, really good. And then you don't need any kind of tape on your foils. Foil tends to shrink and stick as it's going through your machine. So if you're going to be doing your stenciling, this is going to hold everything down from behind. And as it's holding everything down from behind, you're not leaving any sticky residue. So you don't want to use any tape either. So just some tidbits and some pointers along the way. If you're struggling with your foiling, watch some of my toner foiling videos. If you watch my Gina K playlist, I do a lot with the fuse machine. I have a video that says start foiling in 15 minutes using your Gina K fuse machine. It's a great video that shows you the beginners, the basics on how to start foiling with your Gina K fuse machine and how to use the Polyglaze. So I'm glad that you guys joined me tonight. I will post these in the Gina K Designs Facebook group. We also have a Facebook group called the Foiling Snobs Club. If you're not a member, I would love to have you as a member there. And I go into all kinds of things, whether you are learning to toner foil or if you are learning to hot foil. But thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Gina, I am so glad that you and Heidi hung out with us as well. You guys can shop these products. I will put the links down below. Don't forget to click yes to cookies, and please give me a thumbs up if you had fun hanging out. Bye, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like the orange card or the green card. See ya.